Welcome everybody to this is the November installment of our One Thing Challenge. And this is going to be a fun one. I mean, it's pretty, who's been here since the beginning? Since February? Water. Yes. It's awesome, isn't it? It is awesome. And the point of this whole thing, I was having this conversation with a new patient today, is that it's a series of small steps that you need to take for health. And we all think, we're looking for the big pill, or the big supplement, or the big exercise machine, or the big therapist, or the big therapy, or the new book. We're always looking for the thing that's going to be the kapow. But what happens when you have the big kapow? Well, kapows kind of fade, right? And then you have real life. The kapows are good, but you have to understand there's a drudgery that goes along with life, where you've got to breathe, you've got to eat right, you've got to drink enough water, you've got to exercise, you got to sleep. You can't hold grudges on people. That's poison. There's these basic little steps that you take for health. And the kapow is great. The excitement is great. But the work comes after the fireworks fade, right? So, what we want to do is make these steps to health, these steps to being healthy, fun, accessible, and common sense. So the common sense is like the basic level, you know? This makes sense. We'll draw a nice picture that will make it make sense later. But you can go as deep, or I guess if this is the basic level, as high as you want with any of these concepts. You know, tonight we're going to be talking about being thankful, gratitude, and that's impact on your health. Have any of you ever thought about that? Have you thought about the impact that being thankful has on the state of your body? No? You really don't, right? We think of it as being in our mind. We think of it as being in church. We think of it as how we feel. We feel thankful. Well, we feel in our bodies. If you take a step back and you look at how the whole body is working, when you feel thankful about something, when you feel grateful, when you are happy, you feel it in your body, right? You feel less stressed. You feel less tight, less tense, right? The headaches don't really bother us so much anymore. The backaches don't bother us so much anymore. Wow, you know, my stomach isn't really hurting anymore. We don't pay attention to those things. We separate the head, the thinking, from the body. But they're one. They affect each other. So that being thankful can instantly change your health. Instantly change the state of your body. That's pretty darn cool, right? I mean, can anybody tell me? Yay, that's cool.
That's cool. Way cool.
Wait, what?
Very cool. That's way cool.
How cool is it?
Way cool.
Wait.
Way
Very
cool.
There you go.
Very way cool.
It's way cool. You can change your body by just saying, I am thankful and grateful for this place. I am thankful and grateful for my girls. Yeah? I am thankful and grateful for my job. You know, I was at home, and my mom watches a lot of TV, and it's the same shows that we used to watch when I was a kid. You know, there's Wheel of Fortune, there's Jeopardy, there's Family Feud. Except now, who does Family Feud? Oh, it's Steve Harvey does Family Feud. And it is hysterical. I mean, it's Richard Dawson, obviously, but Steve Harvey does it, and it's really funny. But one of the questions was, name something people are thankful for at Thanksgiving. This was the Family Feud, so this is a sampling of the finest minds in the country. And, you know, there was your health, your food, and the poor guy that was going for it, he just, you know, he didn't get it. His last thing was your job. Thankful for your job. I mean, how many people here are thankful for your job? You got one, right? Pays the bills, right? It's getting you somewhere, right? Yeah. The rest of the country weren't thankful for it either. They didn't, you know, there was the final third X. Poor guy, he didn't get one answer right the entire show. Actually, they were on there for 5 shows. He didn't get one answer right the entire 5 shows.
Poor guy.
Yeah. Amazingly, they still won, you know, all 5 shows. But, you know, we need to be thankful for even the things that frustrate us. Because they're important. We need to look at our job. You know. Hey, it's going to get me somewhere. It's getting me to where I need to go. I just don't know where I'm going yet. Right? Yeah. Think about how different your day would be at your work if it's just drudgery. If you change that from, God, I hate this place, I hate these people, to, man, I am thankful for this. I have a plan to do something else, to go somewhere else, and I'm saving up money to get there. I'm just paying my bills until whatever it is that I know is coming along. You know, I had that experience. I had a job that I did not like. I had a job that I was miserable in. Miserable. I was a multimedia developer for a software company that did military software. And I'm a softie. Like, I'm a softie. And I remember being at work one day, and I knew this job was also the job that sent me to a chiropractor that gave me such a huge headache that it sent me to a chiropractor and totally changed my life. Thank you. Yeah. But I still had 2 more years before going to chiropractic school, and this was a good paying job. But, man, it frustrated me right about that. And I remember one day we were making a training program for people that would run something called a TPS 75, which is a little trailer that's jam-packed with all these instruments. Radar, it was radar and all kinds of stuff. And so it was a training video for these people. And we inserted a video of a missile, because I guess these people would use their radar to detect, they would tell the airplanes where to shoot the missiles. So we see this video of, and it was one of the grainy, night vision videos. And it's this hut in Romania or the Balkans, somewhere like that. And it was a hut, and you could just see kind of the outline of the house. And I mean, this was the camera on the missile. Okay, this is what we're looking at. And then you see this, as you're watching this, you think it's just going to blow it up, but here comes this person, like a person running out the door. And as as the missile's coming in, you see this shadow, or this bright green shadow, run. And I was like, oh, thank goodness he made it, because then, of course, it exploded. And the guys around here were going, he didn't make it. That killed me. It killed me. So from that point on, even though I knew I had something else to do, I was miserable being in this job. I'm like, when am I going to see another person get killed? I mean, you couldn't even see this person's face. But it was, I mean, you know, and I'm supposed to put this in a training video and people are going to watch it. Now, I know this stuff happens. It just doesn't happen to me. It's just not my choice. Right? So, I remember really having to get right with this because I was being paid a good amount of money. I was good at what I did. I was really dang good. It was killing me, sitting at a desk all day, watching people get killed. That only happened once though, just so you know, it wasn't every day. I'd probably be a way different person and on a lot of drugs right now if that was the case. But I had to really get right with that. Because the next day I was sick. I couldn't go to work. And I knew I had a dream. I still had to go to school to get my prerequisites so I could go to chiropractic school. And at some point I got so frustrated with it. You know, sometimes like you just get like right in the middle of being frustrated with something that you have no choice but to turn around and look back at yourself. Does that make sense? You're kind of ridiculously frustrated. And I was there. And I thought, okay, because I was being grumpy. I mean, I was probably going to get fired if I would have kept going. I had to make a choice to change, to look at the good things about my job, to be thankful for it, and to look at every single minute that I stayed there as however many cents I was getting to put in my fund for chiropractic school, or to help me get to where I was going. And after that, guess what? I started getting different projects. Like this. I started working on a website for a school in Africa. I started working on a website for one of the museums, one of the Smithsonian museums, or an educational piece. And I still had to like have, do the little vans and show the radars and all the, the way they were communicating and stuff like that. Never did I have another video of somebody who died. It turned around. But I had to change first. And a lot of times, I had to be thankful for it. A lot of times we wait for something outside to come in to let us know that it's okay. We're waiting. When we're the ones that have to take the first step. Right? So let me show you how this happens. Just for, Cindy loves this drawing. She thinks I am an artiste. So,
Is that not beautiful?
so what is this?
Brain.
What is this?
Spinal cord.
All right, see, this is great. We divide the brain into what two sections? Conscious and the subconscious. Very good. This is wonderful. This is really wonderful. So you all will be teaching this class. Now, let's use this as an example. Let's use, has anybody ever felt that way? Anybody really, either with a job or a relationship or a situation, you are so frustrated, and the minute you decide, you almost give up, give in. You know what? Can't beat them, join them. That kind of thing. When you start to get, has anybody ever done that where you actually are like, okay, I got to think about this differently. I'm going to be thankful for it because of this, this, and this. Yeah? What happened when that happened to you?
Jake, you feel better. First of all, you feel better.
You feel better. And then what happens to the situation?
It just changes. It kind of goes away. It's not a big deal.
Yeah. It's not as big of a deal anymore because you changed. So real quick, this is what's going on when we are so frustrated, right? We, let's just use it as somebody at work that we don't like. Anybody had anybody of those people that just frustrated? No.
Never.
All right, so we see, sometimes we hear, you ever hear the person? You ever hear that person at work and it just, so you see or you hear that person at work, what happens?
Tighten up.
Just what you-
Pinch up.
Yeah, tighten up. Jenny just went. Yeah. So what happens is, in your brain, is you're going, oh my God, that person. Now this person might be after your job. This person might just annoy the crap out of you. This person might be malicious. This person might just stink, whatever. Like physically stink. Sometimes that has happened to me. So maybe you smell them. Whatever it is, that information goes into the brain and it sets off that fight or flight mode. Now we either want to fight and we can become really crabby and really bitchy, and we complain. We can do all of that. But at the same time, guess what? This stuff is happening. What we typically call snakes or bears. Our body's not working, our digestion's not working right. Because we're letting this person or this situation do this to us. So what happens? Digestion goes, talk, down. Voices. Okay, heart rate goes up. Blood pressure goes up. Happiness goes down. Right. Where does the blood flow go? Do you remember? Blood flow goes here. Because we're doing this. Yeah. All because you're hearing, seeing, or smelling whatever person that you don't like. So you're doing this to yourself because there is somebody there that you're allowing this to happen to. Yeah. Or a situation, we'll say, no, we're not talking about the truth. We're talking about the person. Because now let's say we be thankful for that person for some reason. Let's say I am so thankful because you have shown me how I do not want to be. So now I can focus on how I want to be. Right? You have shown me your true colors, so I don't need to trust you anymore. I know where I need to go. You have dissuaded me from something, so I'm looking forward to this path. Right? So we're thankful for that person. Now this is a long process. It doesn't happen overnight, especially when you're seeing, hearing, or smelling the person. But as you start this process and you are thankful for them, and you say, I am thankful for you, because this is going to happen when you see, hear, or smell them. When you say, I am thankful, guess what happens? The body shifts into that healing mode. Thankfulness, gratitude, shifts your body. You relax, right? We feel it. It's not just a thought, it's a feeling that takes over your whole body. You got it? Now that's pretty darn cool, right? Now I like to tell people that the two big things they can do to make themselves healthy instantly are breathing and drinking a glass of water. Because those are tangible things. This, being thankful, does this? That's a bit hard. That's harder to grasp. But all you have to do is feel. Feel it. Does that make sense? Can I share another story with you about going home? And it involves being thankful, but it also involves getting what you ask for. So I'm going to draw another picture. Okay? We draw a little ghost. So it's supposed to be a person, but it's more like a ghost now. For Halloween. And this is, ghosts are pleomorphic. They can take any shape possible. He's transforming. So, you've seen Dr. Scanner draw this picture, right? This is the Energy Man, made famous by Ted's aunt. And these are the different layers of our, of our energy field, if you want to call it that. Yeah. So here's where we get to have a little bit of fun, because we see what happens with the body. That's the basic level. That's ground floor. That's just common sense physiology. This is what's going on. Bigger picture. Here's our little ghost's heart. So cute. Now, we are getting information in. We are getting energy in. We were giving energy out, right? We are sharing energy with the world, and the world is sharing energy with us. That's why when we're here, we all feel good being here, right? We feel good with each other. It's coming in, and it's going out. And it's coming in, and it's going out. I mean, it's just constant bombarding of energy. Now, you get frustrated with somebody. You get into that or a situation. You get, that's where the gunk happens, right? So guess what? That good stuff that you want to happen, you're putting up your own blocks. You're getting in your own way by being in that feeling of frustration. This is what happened to me this weekend. I rented a car. We went to a conference in Washington, D.C. It was amazing, awesome, wonderful, fantastic people. A lot of them. Max was the star again, as he always is when we go to these places. Hugged everybody. And my mom lives 5 hours west in West Virginia, so Max and I took a car and went to West Virginia. And they're building this road. They're building this thing called Corridor G, which is a nice 4-lane highway that cruises through the mountains and cuts off probably about an hour of driving time. And it was supposed to be done in 2008. So I thought I would just hop on it and take off. Well, it hasn't gone any further than it went last year. So I got off and was on a back road, and a lot of construction's going on. There's a big road being built. And I was behind this truck, and it was loaded to the brim with rocks. And I was up behind it, it was going really slow, and I could barely make out a sign on the back of the truck. It said, "Beware of rocks, stay back 100 feet. I was thinking, they really want people to see this. They need to watch that truck because you can't see it. So I backed up, and I was like, whew, I don't want to get hit by a rock. I don't want to get hit by a rock. I'm really thankful to get hit by a rock. I don't want to get hit by a rock. Past that truck the next time I could, because we're going really slow. 2 minutes later, big coal truck is coming at me on the other side, and I see from behind, I don't even know how this happened. The men told me that the rocks get stuck in wheels. The truck coming at me, this boulder about this size, came up, and I just watched it like in slow motion as it came at me and just smashed the window. Not in front of my face. I was thankful. I got thankful real quickly. Because I knew that what I had done is just put up some, I don't want to get hit by a rock. They need to watch their sign. Well, guess who showed me? So, I took it upon myself to, as I like to do, investigate how should I handle this best? Because, rental car companies, they can charge you a lot of money. So what I read was, you can, because I didn't get the insurance because I have a really good credit card that has its own insurance. You can tell them that you broke the windshield, but they're still going to charge you up to $1,000 in an administrative fee. So your credit card will pay for the repair, but the car company can do whatever they want and charge me. So I decided, well, I'll just, I talked to my credit card company, and they're like, yeah, we just pay for it. So I'm like, okay, fine, I'm just going to get it fixed. So I got it fixed. It's beautiful. This windshield. Perfect. Beautiful. I was driving back. I had some good lessons in this car. I'm very thankful for this car. I was driving back on Interstate 81, which if anybody's ever been on the East Coast, Interstate 81 is a big, it's a big interstate that goes, gosh, so like, I don't know, maybe it goes all the way to, it doesn't go to Erie. It goes all the way up in Pennsylvania, and it goes down into North Carolina, and I mean, it's trucks, trucks that are going, big trucks, fast trucks, huge trucks. I really don't like that road. So I'm driving along, and I just passed Harrisonburg, which is a pretty town. It's beautiful country, just beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. It's a big, huge valley, and I'm thinking, I really I used to hate driving on this road. I wonder why I hate driving on this road. It's beautiful. And then I thought, here comes the bitchiness. This might just be, don't bitch, for not thankfulness. Don't bitch for November. We are our little secret here. So it goes up on our YouTube channel.
I'm putting that on the web.
But so I'm sitting there going, in the car, it's beautiful. I feel really good. It's a great day. I hope they don't I hope they don't notice that it's a different windshield at the rental place when I return it to the airport. I hope they don't realize it's a different windshield when I return it to the rental place at the airport. Listen again. I hope they don't realize it's a different windshield when I return it to the rental place at the airport. Put up some gunk here. Just then, and I am not kidding about this timing, I'm telling you, this car was a teacher car. It's also a very safe car. Because I heard, and this light came on the dashboard. I wonder what that is. It's got an exclamation point on it. And then I heard, and I'm like, and I was like, when you get a flat tire, you don't think it's your tire. It's the road. Man, this is a bumpy road. Thump, 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 thump. Dang. I got a flat tire. I look back. The people behind me had seen. Everybody's going 70, 75, 80 miles an hour. They had seen the tire. They stayed back. I was in the left lane. So thank you, thankful. So I could pull over. Nice big wide spot right in front of the mile marker. Which in Virginia they do tenths of a mile. So I had to tell everyone 3 times. It is 260, 256, and 4/10 of a mile. 256 and 4/10. 256 and 4/10. I'm looking at it right now. So, thank you. People pull over. Thank you. Big wide spot on the road. Because guess who's in the back seat? Max. Thank you. Thank you. Why did I think about returning it to the airport? And that's what I thought, hey, great. This is my lesson. I'm not going to think about that the whole rest of the time. Well, I'm calling the car company for their roadside assistance to come and help me. And I look in the rearview mirror, and there's a state trooper right behind me. The thank yous just kept it. Trooper Bloom. He was so cute. He was very professional. Very, very professional. He was in for 4 months. His wife trying to have a baby. Very sweet guy. I'll tell you why I got to know all this stuff in a moment. So there I am beside the side of the road. There's a policeman behind me. I was so happy. We went to look for a spare tire. There's no spare tire. Huh, okay, there's this box. I didn't know what it was. He didn't know what it was either. So then his buddy shows up, he'd called him, who was one of the guys with the big signs. It says, "Beware, disabled vehicle." So that was there. So all these big trucks were just cruising right by, taking it nice and slow as they were, going past us. Great. So as I get in the car and I'm talking to the car rental place, they're like, well, sometimes there's not spare, there's an inflatable box, it's like Fix-A-Flat. They put in the car to keep the gas mileage up, I guess. The weight down.
Right, from the tires.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm like, oh, well, maybe I can do that. Because I just looked, I saw a flat tire. Take that box over. Say, thank yous keep coming. And the policeman's right there with his friend who has the big sign. I'm looking at the tire to maybe inflate it. It looked like Wolverine had come and just sliced the whole side out of it. I mean, we had a major blowout. Thank you, I didn't even know it. All I heard. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. I'm telling you, teacher car. Now here's the coolest part of this whole thing. The car rental company couldn't come and get me. So they said, ask the policeman if he'll take you to the car company. I'm like, really? Yeah, go ahead and ask him. So I'm on the phone. They want to know if you'll take me. And very serious. I was thinking. And I said, do you need to ask somebody if it's okay? Because I don't want to get you in trouble. He's like, no, it's my car. I can make decisions. Yeah, it's fine. We'll do it. Like, can we put the car seat in there? Yeah. So, and, I was telling Deborah this today. I was going to my sister's house. My mom had given me a pizza from a local pizza place, Gino's Pizza, in Summersville, West Virginia. Delicious pizza, by the way. I had the pizza there. Max had eaten some pizza crust. It was all over the place. Apples.
Oh.
He eats like 3/4 of an apple and then throws it. So there's apples, water bottles, pizza, some clothes that didn't dry, kind of scattered around. Oh my gosh, I looked homeless. And so by the side of the road, I'm collecting all this stuff so I can put it into a police car. And put Max in there. So we get Max in there. He's in the trooper car, sitting up high. He was excited. I mean, he's like, woo, hey, like, woo, cow, whoa, hey. I mean, if the policeman would have turned on the siren, I think his head would have exploded. He was so excited. And we get in the car and he's like, hold on, we're going to have to go real fast. And I'm like, all right. He guns it. Woo! We take off super fast on this really busy interstate. And then, what I always wanted to do, turned around in one of the service vehicle only, like turnarounds. Got a little bit nervous. Thank you. Now, granted, none of this awesome stuff would have happened had I not said at this airport, return it at the airport. Because I couldn't take the car back. They had to tow it. I had to get a new car. The tire was shot. There's no tire to change. So I had to get a new car. So, instead of being frustrated with either one of those things, which you could easily do, and I have been in situations where I've allowed myself to get that way, I decided to be thankful. Granted, I was about at my wit's end by the end of it, but I decided to be thankful. And what that did was that allowed me to spend hello. The best part about it was I got to my sister's house, and she works for a think tank in Washington, D.C. as human resources head. And they have a lot of parties. They have a lot of money. they have a lot of parties where they have wine. And the head of it decided, hey, I don't want this wine anymore. I want new wine. This is from 2003. Fantastic bottle of wine was waiting for me when I got to my sister's house that night. And Thai food. My favorite. You know.
They
So,
obviously didn't get their money from the same source that we do. To have this.
Be so thankful.
I'm
Be
very
so thankful.
this is the think tank. This is not government. These are the people that influence government.
Oh.
They're the ones with the money.
Oh.
You know, they're the yeah.
Be so thankful.
I'm really thankful for these people because they gave me wine. I don't care about anything else at that point. But I could have been pissy, like downright pissy. I could have been bitchy. But guess what? What would I have done? In a cool police car? I would have been griping at the policeman? I could have. You know people that would be like that? Poor me. Look at me. Now, what is that doing to your body? Yeah. Yeah. Now, is a rock in my windshield or a flat tire? Is it really that important? Okay. It's not that important. You know what is more important? Realizing I put up some gunk. And I need to get rid of that gunk so some good stuff starts happening. It can happen. Watch out. The more you do this stuff, the faster it happens on both sides. At this airport. Boom. I am not exaggerating. Thought to reality. Oh, okay. I'll give you what you want. We'll just return this to a little place in somewhere, Virginia. Being thankful dissolves this gunk. And sometimes, guess what? It's tough. Sometimes there are people that you don't want to be thankful for. People that hurt you. People that frustrate you. People that cause this to happen to you whenever you think about them. And it's not easy. But are you going to hand over your life to them? Are you going to hand over your health to them? Or are you going to take charge of yourself and realize, you know, this is making me miserable? You know, we talked about forgiveness. Forgiveness was the second thing we did, and how important that is. Thankfulness is the next step after that. Thankfulness is where we forgive them, we let it go, and then we start to be, when the memories come back, we be thankful for some of these things. Does that make sense? So we can call thankfulness the second step, the next step. And forgiveness is pretty darn hard, but thankfulness can be a downright killer. But in order to truly let go, we've got to acknowledge how important they were in our life, and we did get something from it. Does that make sense? We've gotten something from every single event that has happened to us. Now, that person might have been a real bastard. I'm cussing a lot in this video. Thankful. That person might have just a mean, nasty person. And they might have really hurt us. But there's something that we got. It set us on some different course than we wouldn't have been on before. That's led us here. And so it's not about being rosy. It's not about saying they're the best person in the world. it's not, you might not even be able to say, I'm thankful for them. But you can say, I'm thankful for where I am now, and they are part of why I'm here. Does that make sense? That's taking the power back. And then, things like, thank you for the stinky guy at work, that's easy. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's fun to just be, sometimes it is fun to be, griping and complaining. So if you're feeling that way, go ahead and do it. But then, remember that every second is a new opportunity. Every second's a new opportunity for change. Now I know if I get gripey, oh my gosh, a tree might fall down. I mean, I'm not testing that. I'm not testing that anymore yet. So thankful for my trees. So thankful for them. But there's a certain point where you've got to be able to just let go. I don't think I'm there yet. I don't think that I think I'm still going to complain and gripe about things. Right, Deborah? Yes. Because, I'm human. But I also can turn around and be thankful the next moment for the person that was making me gripe the second before. Every second is an opportunity. Every single second is an opportunity for you to completely change. That's what, and one step at a time, one small bit at a time. That's what all the One Thing challenges are about. One step at a time, one small bit of something that's going to make you a much better person and a much healthier person. Cool, huh? So, that's really what I wanted to share this evening. I just wanted to tell you about my trip, really. The guys in class. But we all have these moments, these experiences, that when looked at from the outside can seem like a disaster. And I know that probably 70% of the people that would have had the same problems that I had in a car would have been complaining and griping and talking about how an awful time they had. And that's the first thing they talk about is, oh my God, my car. It was terrible. And I was one of those people. I mean, I was. But little tiny steps, little tiny glimmers of what is possible in life have led me to understand that we have to, if we want something different, we have to think differently. We have to be different. If I want to be a happy person, I can't let the crap get me down. And not only not let it get me down, I got to be thankful for it. I got to be thankful for the teaching car. I got to be thankful for the little things. And if you want to get real bare bones about it, because there's people that talk about law of attraction, it's dumb. I'm very eloquent this evening as well. You got a choice. You can either be crabby and make everybody else around you crabby, or they just don't want to hang out with you, or you can be thankful and more people that are also thankful want to hang out with you too. It's just that simple. So, you know about now that people don't want to hang out with you if you're bitching all the time. Unless they like to too, and that can be kind of tough if that's what you're doing, and the people around you expect that from you and they feed off of that, and they're not going to want to hang out with you anymore. Just expect it. But more awesome people are going to come into your life, so that's okay. Out the old and the new. You learned about the physiological reasons why it's so important to be thankful, that it changes your body. And then you learned about how thankfulness, forgiveness, and thankfulness both especially the thankfulness, can dissolve that gum, can dissolve that lasting residue from forgiveness, that we might still have there. We forgive them, but then we're just kind of, there's still an ickiness. You know what I mean? The ickiness. So what I recommend that you all do this evening is, I don't want you to, for November, I want you to be thankful. But let's really get into the meat of it. This evening, what I want you all to do is think of a situation that has been really hard, really difficult for you in your life, and that you've worked on forgiveness. You have forgiven, and forgiven, and forgiven, and forgiven, and forgiven, and gotten cleared on it this time, and gotten cleared on it that time. And you forgive, 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 forgive. I've forgiven, I've let it go. Now let's go and be thankful. Find 5 things that you're thankful for from that situation. This is just for you. But when you start to look at it that way, I bet you'll notice a big shift in how you feel. And you might not want to do it if you're feeling kind of resistant with it. Personally, I think that's the best time to do it. But if you can't do it, then go to another hard event in your life. You got plenty, right? Yeah. So, don't get stuck and miserable on, I can't think of 5 things, I'm so mad. Okay, that's kind of defeats the purpose. Move on to something else. You can come back to it anytime. Every second is a new opportunity for growth, for health, for a change, if that's what you want. For you to move in a new direction. So, that's all I have for this evening. And I hope that you have found this to be kind of enlightening. So for the One Thing Challenge in November, every day, I want you to be thankful for something. And I see people on Facebook do this, and they're like, I'm thankful for my kids, and I'm thankful for my, it's like the Family Feud. The top 5, except for their job. I want you to think about hard stuff. Let's make this interesting. Think about hard stuff that you're thankful for. I mean, granted, you're thankful for your kids. Yes.
That's just a given.
Hopefully. It's a given. Yeah. But if you're having trouble with your job, think of reasons why you're thankful for your job. Really move out of the comfort zone to create a big change. I mean, this can be really powerful. You got a whole month, and it's even Thanksgiving. That's why I thought it was cute, thankfulness and Thanksgiving. But it's not just about turkey anymore. It's about when something tough happens, you look for the bright spot. You look for the reason to be thankful. Okay? All right, well, it's a tough assignment, but go for it.